So at the Reg, we like to get out and about and find out what's going on in the real world. So that's why today we've come to DRL Limited to talk to Steve Richards. Now, you might not know DRL, but if you bought a fridge in the last couple of years, then 1 in 9 of you will have bought it from them. So DRL's up in the shadow of Bolton's Reebok Stadium, which, with respect to all of you Bolton residents, does look like someone sat on it. We're going in now to find out how they make this business work in what's a competitive market with a lot of very strong competitors. So Steve, here we are at DRL, and it's a pretty busy floor here. What's going on?
This is our engine room. So this is where if any customers are looking on our website or have kind of decided what they want to buy, they're calling into us here for our various retail outlets that we have on the websites and what have you. So they're calling in here, and we've got one half of the organisation, or one half of this room, that's basically taking sales calls, answering questions they might have about the product, and then encouraging that person to place the order, make those sales. And then what we've also got is a team that's kind of calling people to make sure that they know what they're going to get from their delivery perspective, and looking if they can help them with extended warranties, extended services, that kind of thing.
So how much are you selling every day?
Probably around 1,300, 1,400 products are being sold a day. In here, we are delivering as an organisation for the various things we do around 20,000 units a week.
So everything that you sell, you have to know where it's coming from, what the inventory is, whether or not you can deliver it at the time that you're promising you can deliver it, the price that you're selling it at, which changes for you every day, doesn't it?
We're constantly looking at what's the market doing, because we need to be there. We need to be there on price. We try and be as flexible with the customer as we want. We know that you're having this delivered to your home, and people have other things to do apart from waiting for fridges and waiting for washing machines. So customers can say the day I want it, and some areas they can say what time of day they want it. So do you want it in the morning, do you want it in midday, do you want it in the afternoon? So we try and make sure that the customers knows exactly when they're going to get this product. And then what we do is reinforce them with communication, with various means, emails, texts, to say this is when it's coming and this is what's coming to you. To make sure
it's a bit different to the old days of going and buying a fridge, where you went to a little shop down your high street and you asked the bloke and it came sometime in the next 4 weeks.
You're a family and your washing machine's broken and you've got 3 kids. You can't wait 3 weeks for that washing machine. You need it tomorrow. So we make sure you get it tomorrow. If you need it tomorrow, it'll be there. And it'll be there at the time you want it. And that's where what makes DRL different. We don't come at it from a traditional, our logistical capabilities will govern what we offer. We look at it, if your mum or your grandma or whatever was buying one of these things, what do they want? What do they need? And so we then try and build our proposition to make sure that delivers what you'd want if you were buying it.
Okay, Steve, that's great. So what we're going to do now is we'll go back to your boardroom and find out a little bit more about how you do it.
No problem.
Okay, Steve, you've got a business that started in the year 2000, but it's grown a lot since then. How big are you now?
We're circa 150, 200 million pound a year company now in the group. We started off as a retail organisation, a web retailer, and we've expanded into a logistics side of the business now as well. So as a group turnover, we're around 200 million pounds.
Now, by the year 2000, there were a lot of people doing this sort of thing already. So what made DRL think that it could make a contribution?
There were lots of people doing it through a traditional bricks and mortar retail environment. There weren't many people doing it online and selling it online. And there was John Roberts, who's the chief executive of the organisation, identified a gap where he thought you could do this online. And at the time, a lot of people were saying, no, people will always want to go and touch and feel this stuff before they buy it, and the market will never move this way. But he thought differently, so we went for it.
But what for you has turned into a good business could easily turn into a logistics nightmare, because you're sending things up and down the country. Mm-hmm. You deliver to everywhere in the UK?
Pretty much 90% of the UK mainland postcodes, we go 7 days a week.
And so you're delivering stuff up and down there. You have to do that efficiently. I mean, what are margins like in your business?
They're tough, and thanks to the Chancellor of the Exchequer this year, they're getting tougher. But it's about adding value to the customer. You know, customers are price savvy and want the best deal, but they also, if they know they're going to get it, are prepared to pay that little bit more.
Steve, a lot of your business is what you call white label. You act for some well-known brands, don't you? Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, about 60% of our business, our retail business, is through a white label arrangement with various high street retailers. The types of people we're talking about are Boots, Next, Marks and Spencer's, so some real high street names. And a lot of people, first off, when you say that, will say, well, I never knew Boots sold fridges and sold washing machines and things like that. Well, they do, but they do it via us. So what we will do is we will build and maintain a website that has all our learnings of how websites work in this sector, so all the various tools that we have, and then what we will do is we will make it look like their website. We will transact the whole sale, we will look after the customer from cradle to grave on it. There's an arrangement that we have with those people about how we share the profit of whatever happens off the back of it.
Is it all the same stuff from your same warehouse round the corner here?
Yes, it is.
Loaded via the same forklifts onto the same trucks?
It's the same people that deliver it, yeah. It's the same warehouse, it's all the same products in there. But what that allows us to do is it allows us to take the best in class as far as customer service is concerned and make sure that we carry that right throughout our business.
Now, the sorts of businesses that you're competing with, they generally speaking rely on giant ERP packages that they've taken 2.5 years to install with hundreds of consultants and that sort of. You haven't been around for long enough to be able to go through all those projects. What are you relying on for this, though?
We build pretty much everything ourselves. Apart from our finance system, which we didn't want to go touching, building all on our own, we built pretty much everything. Our ERP system was built entirely self-built. Our warehousing system was a product we acquired when we acquired the company, but that works. So we're not daft enough to go changing everything or massively in one go. If it's getting 20,000 deliveries out, we might not go and decide we're going to rewrite that straight away. Our business is constantly changing, so if we need to change something, we can do it because we're not reliant on a partner who might have a pipeline of work already. We can manage it ourselves.
So you actually keep the skills in-house?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, where we partner with an organisation to build another part of the business or an application in another part of the business, we'll be very careful about how we select them. It's not necessarily on price or whatever. It's, does this company understand what we're like? Can they react in the same way that we want to react? That allows our business to move with theirs. Because our philosophy is if we're doing well, all our partners will be doing well.
Now, the financial system is based on Sage.
Yeah.
Is that work for you? Is that scaling for you?
Yeah, it is.
What elements of Sage's system do you use?
Okay, so we've traditionally only ever used the financial package, which we upgraded last year to cope with our growth as a business and becoming a group company with the acquisitions we made. What we're now in the process of doing is we've always outsourced our payroll function, but we're now getting to a size where it just makes sense to bring that in-house. So we'll be using it, we're in the process of implementing the Sage product to bring our payroll in-house. And as a consequence of the back off from that, we're bringing in the HR systems that Sage offer as well to help us run our HR and payroll functions within the business.
Does it help to have all of those things integrated together?
I think there's definitely mileage in the HR and the payroll side of things. It's an area of business which is fraught with legislation and things that you've got to keep up with and what have you. And Sage are a trusted brand in this area, so it actually makes the decision a lot easier.
Do you ever get into conflict with your IT department about these sort of things? Because you're talking about some quite ambitious goals. How does that work with them? Do they understand what you want?
We never fall out here. It's a panacea of peacefulness.
I know that's not true. I know that's not true. I've been to Bolton before. I know how things work around here.
The guys in the IT team, and I've been part of the IT team for a long time as well, they are absolutely 100% bought into what we're trying to achieve. Now, they're very important to our business because we self-build a lot of our systems. They're integral to it. If we can't really change anything in this business, if it doesn't go through our IT department to make it change. But they understand how important it is to get to market quickly. And we're very open as a business about sharing how we're doing, how we're performing. There's monthly updates to the whole staff. We'll close the business for 15 minutes and the chief executive will tell the business how we're done for the previous month. Now, from an IT perspective, that does mean changing the traditional methods of doing it. We use agile methods of development because that works for us. and we have to make sure that we maintain that speed to be able to take the ideas and make them reality as quickly as we can.
Agile is sometimes on the brink of chaos, isn't it? How do you keep it all rein?
Yeah, you've got to control it. We don't use Agile in its absolute 100% purest way. What we do is take the bits that really work for us. And so you've got to be careful that you don't allow something that just allows constant change to whatever's trying to be produced. And you have to rein that in a little bit and ensure that, okay, look, you've asked for this is what we're going to deliver. Knowing that some change will happen, but you manage it. If we burned 4 weeks of resource in IT and delivered nothing at the end of it, that's devastating to us. And so the guys will work all hours. We're very demanding of them, but they'll do it and they'll put it in and they'll offer. The IT guys have got a lot of business experience as well, so they can input back, and we deliver.
Steve, thank you very much.
That's okay. Thank you.